Hello, this is Philip, and for this discussion, I'm going to be making a video on how to make a beat in FL Studio. So to begin, you want to either have some sort of melody that you've made in any sort of music production studio type thing, or you want to sample something. And what I did is I sampled a song instead. So this is what it sounds like. So basically, you want to set your BPM to whatever you want it to be up here. And the loop that I just showed you is going to repeat throughout the entire song. So you want to layer your melody or your sample in the back here for as long as you want the beat to go for. So that's that. Next, what you want to do is make some sort of pattern for your drums if you want drums in your beat. So let's open this. So this is how you would make your drums. You want to extend this out however much you want, and that's going to dictate how long this is. So you would probably want to try to make the pattern as long as your actual sample or melody that you have. So you have drums throughout here, and then you can do the same thing to either the sample or the melody where you extend it out for however long you want it to repeat for. So you can pick whatever drums you want. I'm going to go with this hi-hat. And how you would basically layer any drum that you want to make, what you would do is you would click here and sort of make a sort of pattern that sounds good to you or what you're trying to do. So let's say this is the pattern, this is what it would sound like. And that's going at 145 BPM, which is whatever you set it to. You can make hi-hat rolls as well, just by layering more next to each other, and it would sound like this. So I'm going to lay down a hi-hat pattern, and I'll get back when I do that. So I ended up layering most of the drums that I'm going to use, but I'll show you what the hi-hat by itself sounds like. It sounds like this. Oh, sorry. I forgot to turn off the open hat. This is what it sounds like. Next, what I did is I made a clap as well, and the clap sounds like this. After that, I added a snare, and it sounds like this. And that's that for the snare. And then next, what I added was a triangle, and it sounds like this. And then it just repeats. It's basically what it sounds like. So I've rearranged this, and what I have done basically is added all the parts of the beat that I wanted into the song, and I'll explain how to do each thing or how you would want to do that. So like I said, in the background here I have the sample that I used, and I layered it all the way in the back like I said before. You can do this with your melody that you make or whatever you want to sample or use in the background. In addition, I used this crash here. It sounds like this. This is gonna start at every single start of a new when the sample loops. So it's just gonna add. It's just gonna sound a lot better. So this is what it sounds like. Then I also added a riser before the actual beat drops. So when you have your drums and everything else. So this is what the riser sounds like. And then it goes into a crash. This is what the entire beat that I made sounds like. And when you have your beat, you can move it around and rearrange it however you want it to, but you want to make sure it lines up with your melody or your sample that you picked, so it starts at the same time. and I also added a bass pattern, and it sounds like this. That's the bass pattern, and I also added this at the end, and it's going to appear every single 2 or 3 of the sample loops. And what it basically does is it adds a nice bounce to the beat, and it sounds like this. So when you've added everything you wanted and you've made the pattern that you've wanted here and placed everything on your um, dashboard here, um, you basically made a beat, and this is what it sounds like, what I made. So let me play it. I'll play it from here. So I'll play it from the beginning and play it for a little bit. And that's how the beat sounds. And again, you can make this go on for as long as you want. You just have to repeat the things that you placed. So if you have your beat in, for example, like I have in pattern 2, you would have to repeat it throughout the entire thing, or your sample or your melody as well, you would have to repeat here. Um, and that's how you make a beat. In addition, also what you can do and what you should do is you should mix your song. So what you should do is insert every single drum or the sample or the melody you used and sort of either put effects or filters on everything to make it sound better, or add or lower or up the volume so you can differentiate the sounds and mix your song so it sounds good. And that is how you make a beat on FL Studio.